Welcome guys. Going to do another pro demo review from the major. And as you can see, it's going to be G2 versus NiP in the quarterfinal that was 2 nights ago. So I actually watched this game live. It started at 6 a.m. Yeah, it was kind of delayed, so I guess 7 a.m. was. Anyway, it started. I woke up early at like 5 to watch this before work, and yeah, it was a good game. I was really hyped for it. I tweeted about I was going to watch it, and I made this video about where we watched Device on versus Copenhagen Flames. And in this video, I really talked myself into predicting Device and NIP for my pick'ems, but unfortunately, they got pretty comprehensively beaten, in my opinion. I think there's a very dominant showing, especially on the CT side of Inferno, which is what we're going to watch. We're going to watch NiKo on the CT side, 23-8, and yeah, really showed me something. I was kind of anticipating that this would not be a good major for G2. I thought that they um, would like I didn't even think they potentially couldn't have not even made the playoffs, in my opinion. They ended up 3-0ing their stage, and I actually predicted them to 3-0. But if you go back and watch that prediction, it's not with any kind of confidence, and I was just doing it as kind of like a gamble, as they could have, and they ended up doing so, 3-0ing their group. But yeah, G2, I was really impressed with their performance. NiKo especially. I really doubted NiKo, and I really talked myself into the supremacy of Device and this team and this NIP team, but it just didn't play out that way. Even in the maps, I thought there was an edge towards NIP. I thought they'd pick Inferno, and I thought they would definitely win it too. They were much better form coming into Inferno, and just G2 had looked very shaky in their form coming up into the major, and I just thought it was going to be kind of another disappointing performance from G2, but they really, G2, NiKo in particular, I'm talking about here, he really had an awesome performance. So let's just jump into the demo. Just gonna watch the CT side, 23-8. Watch him destroy the ninjas. And I remember this round, they just straight four-man stack mid just to fight the mid aggression. And it can't go better, really. 2 kills, 2 swift headshots for NiKo. Straight into the silence M4. And yeah, NiKo, like, I feel so silly now saying how, like, Device is better than NiKo, and Device he's more all-round player than NiKo. I mean, NiKo has really showed what he's made of in this series, and maybe we can see him make a deep run. I don't know if they can win it. In fact, they had a nice kind of interview with James Banks, kind of like a pre-show thing, watching the stream, and it was with NiKo and James Bank, and NiKo was saying how they didn't really expect much from this major. They thought they would come into the group, come into the stage and legend stage, and just see what kind of damage they can do, see how far they can make in the playoffs. Obviously, Na'Vi and Gambit are still the two favorites, but G2, if they can play like they played against NiP, just it almost it was almost like yeah, I think he actually said in the interview the pressure's on NIP. The pressure's not on G2. G2, they just get to show up in their mind and just have a crack, see if they can see how far they can get. But when you're going up NIP at their home major in Sweden, in Stockholm, there was a lot of pressure on the Ninjas, and you kind of saw that in the service, especially when they were getting absolutely dumped. Like they were, okay, just gets dinked, but he gets the first, and he's going to re-peek, and he's going to get punished for that. 1 death, 3 kills. But and it just felt like they could not, watching the game every single round, it felt like they couldn't win a round. Like every single round, NIP, there was no chance. Even when they had the bomb down, numbers advantage, good post plants, it just felt like they just couldn't. That G2 would somehow pull it off and win the round. Like it was almost like they were cursed. But they weren't cursed. It was just G2 showing no respect for NIP. Full aggression, full just kind of just like the fuck you mentality, really. Just like we don't care that this is your home major, and all your fans are here watching you. This is where we send you home early, and we ruin your day, basically ruin your major. And I think they kind of got like a little bit of like extra motivation out of that, just kind of being the spoilers, playing the villain. And I kind of like that for G2 because they yeah, sometimes watching G2, it feels like there's a lack of direction. It feels like they don't know what they're like. They can get caught like playing themselves almost. Like they get caught in their ways. But when they just, they've got the aims. Like they got Hunter and NiKo, two awesome aimers. They've got the skill advantage in the players in this matchup for sure. So they just abuse that. They just use their aim and their aggression. They just took the fights and they won. And they just shut out NIP on this T side. 2, 3 kills there, and I think he did some wallbang damage to Device, who's now low. 2v3 on this B-bomb side, but G2 rotating in. NiKo's just playing this well, staying alive, waits for the flash, and he goes for the knife. I remember all that on stream. But yeah, I thought, yeah, just going in, I really talked myself into the team play aspect, yeah, initially I thought it was G2. I thought they would definitely be like more experienced in the LAN environment. They've got yeah, I guess they've got the more experienced players. Although that's saying that, it's not like Nexa and Amanek and Jax have they've played in some big events, but they're not a proven player like Device. Device has been on the big stage, won 4 majors, won pretty much everything there is to win in Counter-Strike. And I like Threat, and he's got a good calming influence over the younger ninjas in Plopsky and LNZ, and then Rez, good LAN player. I just like Rez as a player overall. I think he's solid. And then Hampus, I thought he'd played well up into this. Oh, it's so clean. Just look at that. It's almost like he's just playing a pug, NiKo. He just does not care that this is a major quarterfinal against the hometown heroes in the Ninjas in Pajamas. Just pushes the smoke. It's just like he's like tapping on the heads like they're bots, not looking at him. It's just so nice to watch. It's watching NiKo demos. I know I've done a couple so far. In fact, I think my demo about NiKo when they did the Kenny S swap for NiKo. I think that was my most successful video for quite a while. So yeah, and that was like ooh, far out. Yeah. Device just puts his head in the vice and NiKo clamps it shut there. Far out. It's not even fair. Straight through the smoke. Device. So we're solo on the B site. NiKo with a smoke. And you can kind of feel the confidence in which he's playing with. Like, yeah, it's just such a breath of fresh air, really, for this G2 team, which so often looks quite disorganized and like self-doubting. And looks like they're heading towards B. They're gonna try and boost over this smoke, but Device sees that and he knows what's going on. It's almost like he threw that smoke a bit not very well, just so that, like, it almost baiting into NIP to do that. Five and 0, and when I'm watching this, I'm thinking, all right, they got the good start, but now we're at the first full gun round, 5 and 0. It's CT, it's CT Inferno. Surely ninjas on their map pick can squeeze a few rounds. Okay, that was full blind too. He's just reading their minds, basically. He knows the play that you're supposed to make before you make it. Again, total outplay of Device. Elevated position on the edge of the smoke, kind of a one-way. Just basically owning them. And now he's brought it to a 3v3, and it's like, can you go B? You got NiKo 13 and 2. Seems to be just shooting through smokes, shooting while flashed, getting kills. Can't be just tapping on the heads. Doesn't seem like he's playing a proper, like, a quarterfinal. Seems like he's just mucking around in a matchmaking game, smurfing. But look at him. Oh, okay. Gets a bit greedy there for some info. 2v2. And okay, yeah, that's right. They win this round. And I'm thinking, all right, fun's over now. G2, let's get some rounds on the board. Let's empty that CT economy. Let's have a quick look. 3 grand on NiKo, but Amanex got nothing. Hunter 1k. They'd probably force if they lost this round, but they're not going to lose this round. Ninjas only get 2 rounds, I think, for the... Oh, no, they get 3. They get 3 rounds for the entire half. This is the retake utility for retaking top banana. And NiKo is the player I learnt those smokes off watching NiKo demos. Okay, somehow creeping under that smoke he sees Device. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Amanek had a really good game too. Amanek hitting all sorts of blind shots and just felt like he couldn't miss either. It was just a total ownage, basically. Total, like, just had no chance. It was like it was rigged or something. NIP just had no chance in any round. Even the rounds they got felt like they had to really fight for them. And there was no guarantees. 6 and 1. Ninja's economy in the bin. They're just on the pistols with some armor. Quite a lot of CZ buying still. It's quite interesting. I would have thought no one likes the CZ. It's just not that good. Just look how much freedom they have, just never under pressure. I know it's against against NiKo, and they don't have a lot of utility to try and take banana from NiKo. And why would you on your eco run into NiKo? You're just feeding him even more kills. But they just had no solutions. Okay, and they're going to do exactly that. They're going to feed NiKo right now. They got flashes, but they're just going to walk around this. Yeah. They've already got rotated 3 onto B. Now they've got 2 picks, 3v5. This, I mean, this round is basically lost already. Peeks out, gets the last kill, 7-1. Shout out Brazil one time. I've just actually moved today, so I'm making this video, and then I'm going to be moving my PC into my new place, and I had some very nice Brazilian removalists who were very cool, and they were actually quite impressed that I knew that they were Brazilian, but I watch a lot of CS and I watch a lot of Brazilian players do interviews and stuff, and that's how I knew they were Brazilian, because their accent sounded like Art or someone when they talk. There's just a very distinct accent that I've heard so much now. So I'll be watching the major tonight. We got G2 now. They advance to the semis against Heroic. Okay, nice push through the smoke there. They had the mid set up there. And yeah. NiKo also gets the info that mid's clear. And yeah, like, even though this was a 3v3, it just feels like they've got no entry into the round. They've lost a lot of like util and bodies up at top mid for no gain. Now they're just going to try run into B, run into NiKo again, and I can tell you now it's not going to work. NiKo's 17-3. He's playing on the edge of this smoke. Ooh, look at that tap on the device. Like, the confidence, the composure. And of course Amanek wins the clutch. Why wouldn't he? Just not Nip's day. These are some flashes to fight second mid. Alan Z actually gets the first kill, but Hunter with a double in return, and that's a 4v3. Make that 3v3 thanks to device. So now NiKo's playing solo apps with the other two on B, so a bit of a change up. I don't think Nip should be expecting this. Running into Amanek's AWP. Not a single chance, not even close. Not even close to the bomb site. But yeah, the kind of progression of G2, I mean, it felt like it was on a downward trajectory after looking pretty good, and then on the improve. I mean, it was like a bit shaky at start, I admit. I think we saw that with all the AWPing, and is NiKo an AWPer? Is Amanek an AWPer? Is he a T-side AWPer? We saw all that in my, in previously. You obviously saw that in that. I will link that first video that I did on NiKo in the top right, where they drop Kenny S, and it's NiKo's first time as the main AWP for the team, and that was like 6-7 months ago. Okay, and the pistols are winning, But Nexa, we'll look at the big brain on Nexa. Rezko's peeking in. And it doesn't work out well for Rez. So yeah, I will be watching the major. Hopefully there should be no troubles just getting my setup moved to my new place. Like I said, I've just moved, so hopefully it's no dramas. Again, that's the same retake utility, but you throw it from coffin rather than the top of the first orange. There's lots of ways to throw that. I think I've seen another way where you just do it from the bomb site. But it will be interesting to go back and watch kind of, because it was one of my earlier videos. So hopefully there's some kind of discernible improvement between the videos that I make now and when I first started making them. But yeah, I think that video almost has 100 views and it had like, yeah, I remember it had like, got like 40, 50 views and it was like my most watched video. And I was pretty happy about it. But now I've got a few videos with at least 1,000 views or almost 1,000 views. Yeah, look at that. Full M4 silencer spray into the random smoke. More damage onto Hampus, is it? Plopsky in the graveyard does damage onto... He would have done so much damage this round. They're both low. It's just Amanek in the clutch. And no chance that NIP are going to peek. Not until he fires the bullet and they can't. He can't shoot is when they peek. Rez peeked against Nexa and in that 2v1 and it really got punished. Hunter running down mid gets a double kill. Just pure total control of Banana pretty much every round and of mid pretty much every round of top mid. It's just not like, how do you win Inferno if you don't have any of this map control? Can't get any map control without losing at least 2 or 3 players and a bunch of utility. And even then you're not guaranteed the map control. It's just so brutal. But yeah, G2 versus Heroic, that's going to be a really awesome match. And then we've got Na'Vi versus Gambit. I cannot wait for that either. It's going to be... This has been a really good major. I'm really happy about how it's turned up. I mean, maybe we can have a talk about which teams are there and which teams should have made it and whatever, but we're seeing some very good Counter-Strike at this stage, and it's good to watch. Okay. Take some damage from the mollies. There's some good utility on that take, but yeah, and still gets one, which is, I guess that's pretty good considering the position he was in, just to get one. 22 and 7 now, NiKo, just the casual. Again, this retake utility. And they have top banana control, car control. So much utility going down. They would get like completely locked out of banana now. Now they can leave one B with no real worries. But they do have the A bomb side. And finally they kill one terrorist in this round, but it's 3v4, and they're just going to save. Last round. 11 and 4, or 12 and 3. Well, I've already told you it goes 12-3, but let's see how it happens. I think NiKo goes 23 and 8 for the half, so I don't think he's going to get another kill. He's going to get one more death. But he has 100 KAST, so he must get at least an assist here. Or be traded. Yeah, he had 100% KAST for the whole map, I think. Or maybe just this half. Yep, just walking up and doesn't get the frag, but G2 pick up the round anyway. And that's the half. 23 and 8. Yeah, 100% KST, 140 ADR for the half, 2.15 rating. Total domination. And yeah, pretty swift 2-0. Anyway, nice quick video. I'll get this uploaded. Watch the semi-finals tonight. Gambit, G2, Heroic, Na'Vi. I predicted a Na'Vi vs Heroic final, so that's still on. If the results go my way tonight. Oh, and I also saw, yeah, this Blame F and Config have joined Astralis, leaving Complexity. And it seems like Deprezonic and Magisk are leaving. And it's going to be Glaive, Zip, who have both re-signed. Bubsky, still on the roster. Lucky, they've just recently signed as their AWPer. Then you got Blame F and Config. So, I don't know what the plan is. Is Glaive just signed a 3-year deal, so there's no way he's going to be... Like, is he going to move to coach? I know he's been coaching a bit while he's on his parental leave or whatever. Yeah, he was coaching alongside Zonic as an assistant. So is that what the plan is for Astralis? Are they going to move Glaive to coach? They said Ave is going to coach, so they're just going to have the 6-man roster, or maybe... I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But you would have thought Blame F is going to want to call. I mean, that's what he's been doing for the past few years. He's been a caller. So is he going to come up under Glaive and kind of learn under Glaive? I would say he's a pretty well-established in-game leader on his own merit. Really, he doesn't need to spend some time under Glaive. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this turns out. It's kind of sad to see that the Astralis is kind of completely gone now. Like the Astralis that I got into Counter-Strike watching with Device and Glaive and Zip and Zonic. It's just and Dupree. They're all gonna go. Like, yeah. Anyway, Let me know your guys' thoughts on this whole Australis move and who you think's going to win the major. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.